Hey everybody, it's Palm Sunday. Just going to check that everybody's here before we carry on. So, hi movers and shakers, give us a wave. Hi Strong Towers. Hello everybody in Mighty Warriors. Woo! Miracle Makers Blue, hi. Miracle Makers Red, hello. And Ignite, hi everyone. Good stuff. So, as promised, here are some ideas if you want to think about the Palm Sunday story in a little bit more detail. There are some brilliant ideas here from Messy Church and some ideas that I've adapted myself that we could think about involving different things to make, different crafty sort of things, and some tasty treats too. So, first of all, we are thinking about the beginning of the Palm Sunday story. So we're going to read it through again, just in this simple version, and you can follow along this time, okay? So it says, Jesus and his disciples went to Jerusalem for the Passover feast. Jesus told two of his disciples to bring him a donkey. He told them where to find it. Jesus rode the donkey into Jerusalem. A big crowd welcomed him. People waved palm branches and put them on the road in front of Jesus. They shouted, "Hosanna! Hosanna! Blessed is the King of Israel." The leaders in Jerusalem did not like Jesus. They saw how many people were following him and they were very angry about it. They were jealous. So if you want to, you can pause me at any point if you want to try one of these activities, or you can watch the whole thing through and then just pick out one thing to do, and there'll be a slightly different prayer focus with each one. So first of all, we are thinking about the beginning of the story when Jesus rode on that donkey into Jerusalem. And I have got here, to remind us of that, some donkey poo. Thank you very much. So, and very lovely donkey poo it is as well. You should try it. Obviously, it's not really donkey poo, but this is something that you could have a go at making really easily. So if you've got some icing sugar in your cupboard, get a grown-up's permission. A really easy way of doing this is to get some icing sugar and put a little bit of water into it and mix it all together until it becomes a really thick dough, and shape it into balls, and then you can roll the balls in some cocoa powder until they look like donkey poo. But we did it slightly differently actually, and we made peppermint creams. So instead of putting water in with our icing sugar, we put a little bit of egg white in and then covered them in chocolate so they look like donkey poo, like that. And if you haven't got any icing sugar, maybe you could think of different foods that you could mix together that might look like donkey poo. And as you're doing that, maybe you could just chat or think about why Jesus chose a donkey to ride into Jerusalem when he could have rode a huge, handsome horse fit for a king. Thank you. So, as Jesus was riding into Jerusalem, lots and lots of people came out, and as they were shouting hosannas at him, they were all waving palm leaves and laying them down on the road in front of him. So if you have some green paper, or it doesn't matter if it's not green, because you could colour some paper in, or you could use any colour paper really, you could draw and cut yourself out some palm leaves. Have a go at making different shapes, and once you've drawn and cut them out, maybe you could even write on them. You could write Hosanna across them, or you could write your own words of praise to God. And I had a really nice idea from Laura, one of our kids leaders, who said she was going to stick something in her window, especially for Palm Sunday. So I thought maybe when you've written on your palm leaves words of praise, you could actually stick them somewhere in your window for people to see, maybe when they're on their walks out and about, and remind people that Jesus is the King of Kings. So that's another thing that you could do. And then maybe to remind you of this day of celebration when people came out to cheer Jesus, you could make your very own Palm Sundae. And here's how you do it. It's not as crazy as it seems. So here we have a little jar. I'm just making mini Palm Sundaes because if you're anything like my house, we are slightly rationing on treats at the moment because we can't get everything we want in the supermarket, but that's okay. We are improvising, okay? So to make your Palm Sundae, first thing we're going to get is a biscuit or some bits of biscuit just crumbled up in the bottom of our jar or our bowl. And these bits of biscuit are going to remind us of the dusty road that Jesus travelled on into Jerusalem when he was riding that donkey. There we go. Make sure you wash your hands before you do this. And then the suggestion that I saw was actually then to use some green jelly, but we didn't have any jelly in our house. So I had a look around for some green food and noticed that we had some lovely fresh kiwi fruits. So in goes my green on top of there to remind me of the palm leaves that people laid down on the road for Jesus. Then to remind us of the celebrations that were happening, I have got some lovely squirty cream. And I'm just going to squirt that on top of there. And because it's really a celebration, I'm going to finish it off with some lovely hundreds and thousands. There we go. And there is my Palm Sundae ready to eat. So that might remind you of the events of Palm Sunday while you're doing that. So if you want to, my son is just telling me you could even put a bit of your donkey poo to top off your Palm Sundae. That would be a nice way of doing it. So when you've cleared all your crumbs out of the way, the next thing you could do, if you want to have a go at this, if you've got some pens and paper, is to make your very own Hosanna banner. Here we go. So we've started off the Hosanna banner here, and we've just got a long piece of paper, but you could have any kind of paper. And we've just written out the word Hosanna, and we're going to decorate it, colour it in. You could use sequins or stickers or whatever you've got at home to decorate your banner. But while you're doing that, you might want to have a think about how quickly those celebrations on Palm Sunday turned into sadness when eventually Jesus was arrested and crucified. And maybe you can think of some sad things that are going on, and you might want to just write them on your banner around the word Hosanna. And you might just want to give those sad things to God and ask him to work in those situations, but reminding ourselves at the centre of it that Jesus is the King of Kings. And finally, another thing that you could try, if you've got some time and space, you might want to try a parachute game to celebrate Palm Sunday. Now, you probably haven't got a play parachute in your house, but neither have we. So I thought maybe, if your grown-ups don't mind, we could use a bed sheet. So like a play parachute, you could get everybody in your house gathered around, holding on the edge of the bed sheet, and you need to give everybody a word to remember that is connected to the Palm Sunday story. So the words are gate, palm, cloak, and donkey. And if there are more of you, maybe you could think of some more words that are related to the Palm Sunday story. But as everybody holds up the parachute, get everybody to lift it in the air, and then one person calls out one of the words. So it could be that they shout out palm, and then whoever was remembering the word palm has to run underneath the sheet, grab it in a different place before it touches the floor. And the person who's calling could call out a couple of words, and then you get more than one person running at the same time and grabbing the sheet in a different place before it falls down. Now, if the person who's calling shouts out the word Hosanna, then you have to throw the parachute up in the air and everybody runs underneath it and then tries to grab it in a different place before it touches the ground. So that might be another fun thing to do to remember Palm Sunday. So I pray that you would have lots of fun today while thinking about this story and spending time with God. See you soon. Bye.